The new G iron, I think we see it here today. Kind of the finish of it's very amazing. I think that's, we'll go ahead and start there. I think that's the first thing people want to have an emotional connection with their golf equipment. It needs to inspire them. Our new G iron, we first showed it to David Langworth, one of our tour players. I think he said, boy, the new G iron looks more tour style. He said, boy, you're going to get some more people looking at this. It looks tour style. This club is so exciting for us in a number of ways. Number one, it looks amazing. We've kind of upgraded the appearance, the emotional connection of the iron, kind of light. It's still a very durable blast, that our customers come to rely upon in our G Series iron. But we even down to kind of having matte black paint. We added kind of a bevel to the top rail, so the top rail looks a little cleaner to the eye. We've pushed out the low toe, it has a little bit more capture to it. We've added a ferrule, both for stress reduction on shafts, also for centering, but it really softens the hosel transition. We've had so many golfers say, boy, I can't believe how much less offsets on the iron. Well, the actual numbers, the offset values are pretty similar. A little less in the short irons, a little more in the long irons. What we've done with the form of the iron, the geometry, the profiles, just made it very beautiful. So when you set it down in the playing position, it's still a big iron. It's still going to give you ample, extreme forgiveness with the extreme weighting, but it's going to look very inspirational. So that's number one. What have we done to the performance? Our motivation with our G-style iron is to deliver the ability for the golfer to hit a 6 iron instead of a 5 iron. If we can get golfers to hit a 6 iron instead of a 5 iron, they're going to have a mechanical advantage over their golf shot. They're going to get more directional forgiveness from having more loft and a shorter length club. How do we do that? This structure in the back of the iron is called Core Eye technology. We launched it with the G-Max iron. This actually stiffens the center of the face. It's kind of, again, unique in how it works. We're not actually getting the face to bend in this way. This would be one way to kind of think about distance and how a face moves during the impact, instead of the face bending this way, which would lead to hot spots. Okay, so that's one thing about distance iron. We don't want an iron that goes far, goes 10 yards over the green, one hit, and then you barely miss it, comes up short of the green. We don't want that. We want the opposite. We want higher, further, and to tighten your distance control. So our technology is very unique in this method because it stiffens the middle of the face, but it activates the sole and relaxes the top rail. So the face literally bends like a diving board during the impact. The face flexes 4 times as much as the G30 iron. So it catapults the ball higher and further. So we get that unique combination of distance and max height. It's easy to make kind of an iron go further and lower at the same time. It's just de-loft it. We don't want to do that. We want to keep the loft on there so you can have the forgiveness and the mechanical advantage. The iron feels amazing as well. We have a very big multi-material damping badge in the back. It looks amazing. And we still service really good gapping. That's one thing we have not forgotten about is we don't need our 9 iron, our pitching wedge, huge 20 yards gaps for the everyday golfer out there. They hit a lot of shots from right there. Let's service the gapping through the whole set really well. We do that by bringing more of the face flexing into the mid and long irons where you need it. And then we have a progressive length configuration, 5/8 of an inch. It's kind of the opposite of a single length shaft set where guys hit their long irons super low. We want to get more speed by adding a little bit more length. And we also have a brand new shaft design that we're launching with the G iron called AWT 2.0. We've had ascending weight iron shaft technology before. This is where you create shafts that are lighter in the long irons, heavier in the short irons. Long irons, you want them to be a little easier to swing. You want to get more speed, more closure rate. If they think people fight hitting them too low and missing to the right as a right-handed golfer. Having lighter long iron shafts allows them to square it up and get a bit more speed. Also, it goes from, if you hit a hybrid to a long iron, you don't want those huge weight differences in your shafts. So this is a really cool technology. We've partnered with Nippon on the design and manufacturing to hold really tight tolerances, super lightweight, and we make it in 3 flexes. It looks amazing with kind of the branding that we've done on the shaft as well. So this shaft, we're so excited about what it's going to do for the golfing community out there. It's going to allow them to hit their long irons higher and straighter, have a lot of precision, that kind of softer squeeze feel in your short irons. all around the whole family is just, we couldn't be more excited, and it's going to be very inspirational in your bag and in the retail as well.
Cool. Now the I-Core, you say it flexes sort of like a diving board.
Yeah.
Is that in both directions? Heel to toe and?
Just kind of, you can think about it just in this direction, so the whole face bends this way. So there's irons out there that, you know, the top stays the same and the bottom bends. That might add more speed, but it sends the ball out low. Or you can design the face to flex kind of this way. That can lead to hot spots. Like you hit it good, boing, 10 yards over the green, hit it bad, a couple of yards shorter. This we're actually getting, when we look at our Pingman dispersion test, our dispersion was like this. We've got further and tighter grouping simultaneously. And that's because the actual face where the impact is actually stiffer, but the whole face is kind of like a cantilever or catapult or diving board type of effect.
Do you also get a sort of gear effect, like a curved driver face almost, because it's flexing in that sort of direction, or?
Yes, the kind of the physics and the mechanics of exactly the flexing and the gearing are pretty unique in how that works, the timing of that interaction. But what we do see is that higher launch angle, over 1 mile an hour more ball speed. The average golfer out there is going to see like 1.25 miles, 1.5 miles. And remember, we haven't changed the lofts or the lengths. We're not messing with that. We're keeping those things fixed. But we're getting higher launch angle, more ball speed, and less spin. So there is something to the timing of the interaction and how that works with the gearing that's pretty unique.
You got rid of the numbering for the G, so what's the story behind that?
We just wanted to have one kind of launch, and we saw it with the I iron, right? And then the G Max iron. Those kind of preceded the G. But we wanted to kind of send a message that we're covering all bases under our G umbrella and really invest in the equity and trust that we have in just G itself as a product family. So we have kind of G and I irons, G Max irons, and then we have G metal woods, which then we kind of encompass like our I style performance, our lower spin type of performance. Now we have the Stretch 3 Wood SF Tech. So all those kind of sub-brands we've had in the past that might have been confusing to the marketplace, we're merging those all under one umbrella and really investing in the trust and brand equity that we have, the sub-brand of G and I.